Hi gang. So, I wanted to do this video because I think I have some emotions that are difficult for me to handle right now. And sometimes talking about it helps. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. So I decided to talk about this. And honestly, there is a chance that whoever is out there listening to this may judge me for what I'm about to share, because um, maybe maybe my situation is really fortunate compared to a lot of other people in the world going through really tough times right now. And I just want to say that I am very aware that there's wars going on, there's a lot of suffering in the world, and outwardly, I don't really have as much of a reason to complain about my life because I'm not suffering from any sort of, I don't know, really bad chronic illness, and my circumstances give me access to mental health resources. My insurance pays for it, things like that. I'm not a single mother struggling with 3 kids, trying to raise them on 2 jobs, suffering with depression as well. But this is my reality, and I just want to say that I am struggling very much. So, and I just want to say that my depression doesn't care. My depression does not care that I have it better than others. My depression does not care. So, I've recently gotten back on antidepressants because there was this period of time where I was very suicidal. I was thinking about killing myself a lot of the time. And I my therapist encouraged me to check into a clinic to kind of stabilize my situation. And so I did. I checked into the clinic and I started taking antidepressants again, sertraline again, because I didn't know what else to do. I feel like I'm just I wanted the pain to not be as severe. And ever since I've gotten on the antidepressants, the pain is not as severe. At least I don't think so. I feel like my mood is not as extreme. But I still struggle a lot with suicidal thoughts. And I still struggle a lot with motivating myself to do basic things. Basic things. So this evening, I said to myself, well, Clara, you haven't really eaten very much today. And that's because I have no appetite whatsoever. My stomach feels hungry, like my stomach is doing its hungry thing, churning, but I have no appetite. And it's been this way for a while. And today, in the evening, I heated up some pizza and I put it in a bowl And I said, Clara, you gotta eat something. You gotta eat something. I ate something in the morning. But I have to eat more, to kind of sustain myself. And I was looking at the pizza, and I suddenly felt this burst of extreme rage and resentment. And I just wanted to take this bowl and just hurl it as hard as I can against the window. Because I am so angry at myself for not wanting to eat this goddamn piece of pizza. And I said to Martin, I told Martin, can we talk just a little bit, because I'm feeling really bad. And I have no place to put this anger, and I just wanted to share it with somebody. So I said, it is just so difficult, because every day I have to wake up and I have to force myself to get out of bed. I have to force myself to put on clothes. I have to force myself to pull back the curtains and let the sunlight in. I have to force myself to put on shoes. I have to force myself to wash my hair. I have to force myself to make myself tea. I have to force myself to go outside, to take a walk, because it's supposed to be good for me. And sometimes it lifts my mood. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I go out and I feel even worse. I feel like I want to kill myself again. And then I come back and I'm like, okay, now I have to do something else to cheer myself up. I have to find something else to motivate me to get through this day. And all I just want to do is not live anymore. And then I think, and I think of all the things that people that is advised to do in depression. Mindfulness. I have to be mindful. I have to take one step at a time. I have to take one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. And it's tiring to do that every day when you don't want to live, when you don't even want to get up, and you have to force yourself every day to freaking get up. And my therapist has been encouraging me to go back to university, but I'm like, what? To wash my hair is a freaking chore. I look at my makeup, nothing. I don't care. And I don't have anything that makes me... I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't take caffeine. I specifically am so afraid of getting on any sort of addictive substance. Nicotine, alcohol, whatever. And I refuse all that because I've seen what it's done to some people in my family. And I refuse. I just refuse. And last night I spent the whole night, not the whole night, but most of the night thinking of ways to die. Just thinking, it would be so wonderful if I just woke up not alive. And I have to go between that and then Googling reasons to live. And it's a swinging pendulum in my mind. I have to tell myself it's going to get better. I don't know how, but it will get better. I have to keep telling myself that. And it's exhausting. And I Google other people's experiences with depression, hoping that makes me feel a little bit better, hoping I won't feel so alone in this pain. And I try to share my feelings with Martin because sometimes it helps. But I'm so afraid that I am wearing him out, that every day he has to hear this bullshit. And one day he'll get tired of it and just say, you know what? I can't help you anymore. And I'm out. So I try to tell him, thank you for being there and sticking through me, through all of this pain, through all of this hurt, every single day, for tolerating all of this. I thank him. I thank him for being a supportive partner and for trying to help me get through this. And I think of sharing this pain with my friends sometimes, and sometimes I do. But what do you say to someone that is this bad? I don't know what I would say. I can tell myself that if a friend was going through a similar circumstance, I would want to be a supportive friend. I would want to listen and all of these things. But there's only so much I can call up a friend and tell them how I'm suffering, and it's the same subject over and over again. And again, I feel like I would tire someone out. Or they would get impatient with me and say something that doesn't mean to hurt my feelings, but it does, and then I feel bad and I shut down. It's so I'm also trying to spare my parents as much of this as possible because I know they don't know how to help. And coming from that generation, it's even harder because they're not as knowledgeable about depression, and sometimes they say things that are counterproductive because they don't know how else. They weren't taught what to say, and they're just of a different generation and a different mindset. So I try not to burden my parents with this, although they do know that I'm struggling very hard with depression. So yeah, that's been today, and that's been a few days already. I mean, few days. I don't know how long this has lasted. What am I talking about? I mean, it's been maybe like almost a week since I've been on the antidepressants. And on top of that, I'm sick with a cough. I don't have COVID, thankfully, but makes me feel even worse. um, yeah. So there are things I am thankful for. And I am privileged in a lot of ways. That being said, my depression doesn't care. My depression couldn't care if I was a millionaire living in a castle with 5 puppies. And for those of you who have experienced this and know what it's like, and if you have tougher circumstances than me, I'm really sorry. Or if you have better circumstances than me, I know it's really difficult. So, yeah. So now I guess I'm going to have to try to finish eating this pizza. And try to find other ways to make myself better, feel just a little bit better. However, however I can. Yeah. That's it for me. Ciao for now.